Today I'm just going to do a quick walkthrough of these little camera control boxes. I call them pill boxes. A friend of mine kind of came up with that name because they are super duper light and small. With these boxes, it is much more robust signal than a Wi-Fi connection on your phone. I know Arri and other cameras allow that now, but this is a dedicated bridge. So how this works is think of it as a wireless Ethernet cable. So think of it as this guy, but cut. So that's the only thing it's doing. It is creating a bridge between an Ethernet out and an Ethernet in. So you put one on a control device, like an iPhone or an iPad. It also works on Android. And then you put another box on the thing that you want to control. So setting up, if you're interested more in like the nuts and bolts and how to like set these up, there is at least on my model, there's a QR code on the back that you can scan, and it will take you to a step-by-step walkthrough on how to set these up on a per camera basis. So if you're on prep and you need to kind of understand what are all the settings that say your A35 needs, just scan the box and it'll walk you through both on the camera side and on the control side. So these boxes are very, very simple, have multiple mounting points for where you want to put them. There's different antenna options if you don't want a non-bending antenna or if you want a smaller antenna, etc. for the build. To power them, it powers via any 2-pin 12 to like 30 volts. There's a regulator inside, so you really don't need to be worried about frying them, and any current camera system, they'll plug in fine on. So if you can see here, plug this guy in. Will this cable work? Nope. Just waking you up. And there they are. You can see those? Yep, there you go. So that is on. So very, very simple. Let's go through each main camera system, or the most popular camera systems. For the Venice, again, let's say this is the camera, the red, and this is the control. So on the camera side, for the Venice, you'll want just a normal Ethernet cable in on the box, and then you go Ethernet cable out from the camera, and then again, any 2-pin 24 or 12 volt again will work. On the control side, and this will be the same for every camera, you want to go Ethernet into your control device, and then you'll need to power it. So a lot of times for Apple devices, you'll need like a USB-C to Ethernet adapter. On my iPad here, there's actually adapter built inside of this. So when I put my box right here, you just plug in power, plug in it, and then it shows up on the iPad via that way. You can also though do it on, again, your phone. If you there's some examples on the website where it shows it on a focus station where a First AC, Tyler, who actually came up with the name, he has it plugged in to his phone. And that's just nice because, if you're a first and you have this in your kit as kind of like an emergency setup, it allows you to still utilize your phone because, of course, you're doing emails and talking to producers and stuff at the same time doing camera control. And if you need to, you can always unplug it and walk around with your phone. Now, when you do that, of course, you won't have any camera control, but that is an option to kind of keep the phone as a control device. And that can also be done with a Android device as well. Going back to the cameras and how to set them up for the Alexa series of cameras, and I'll say the Alexa LF, A35, and Alexa Mini are this way. I believe the Amira and the OG Alexas are a different cable that I'm about to talk about. Those cameras aren't really used that often, but I just want to be clear that you'll need a different cable than what's shown in this video. So you can get a cable you plug into, or I guess coming out of the EXT port on the camera. And with the EXT port on the A35 is nice because it gives you both power and data. So again, this is our camera, this is our control. So I'm going to remove the control now just to make things clear. And we would just plug it in there. We would then plug power, and then this would go straight into the camera and you're done. So very, very neat and tidy. And anyone that buys one of these boxes, I give a link to where you can get a cost-effective version of this cable. They can get kind of pricey, but it really is nice to keep just your setup nice and clean by running just a single cable on Alexa stuff. This is the Alexa that does not have, that's a cable that does not have power. So again, you can still do something like this there, and then power up that way. So it's up to you how you want to use it. That is on the camera side. Now, if you want to bring in another box, you can. And you can use, I recommend using a maximum up to 4 boxes. I would probably stay around the 3. When you add boxes, the range of the boxes gets cut down. So, you know, I usually just carry 2 in my kit as kind of like a get out of jail emergency situation. But to pair them is very simple. So like if you get, say, a 1-in-1 kit, and then later on you want to add a second box, there's this little hole down here. It's on all of them. And when you want to pair them, you just put, I used a like 3/16 hex through there. You'll feel it click in, hold them both down for a second, release, and they automatically link. So that's how you can just expand your kit if you want to start out with just a 1-in-1 and then go to a 1-and-2. Hope that kind of explains the general overview of these little boxes and how to use them. If you have any more questions, just let me know, and glad to answer them.